Yeah. Thank you. Again, we're honored to be interviewing you. And again, once again, thank you for being here. So I'm George. Let's start with some questions. So we would like to ask, how and when were you first introduced to music, and how did you feel when you were introduced to that? What were you feeling at that exact moment in time?
Oh, I was probably in second grade
Oh yeah.
in elementary school.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I, as normally happens in grade school and in high school, as you know, is
Yes.
that occasionally some person or people give some kind of a concert, and that's what happens. Somebody
Oh.
else of my age
Hmm.
played piano on the stage, and I was one of the people sitting in the audience.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
it was just a school function. It wasn't Carnegie Hall. It was a school function. And
Yeah.
I heard I when I heard that, I immediately went home and told my mom that I wanted to have piano lessons. And so
Wow.
that's how I got started.
Yes.
And she said, yes, okay. And I immediately started taking private piano lessons.
Hmm. And the rest is history. So yeah.
And the rest is all before you and I are talking. Yes.
Yes. Right. And yeah, so also moving on to, I guess, our second question. Early on, did, I guess, music feel like exploration or just discipline, as in the day-to-day practice, etc.?
Oh no, nothing at all like discipline and day-to-day practice. Well, I did that, yes. And by and by I played some concerts, in town and stuff like that. Not big concerts like solo piano concerts, but I would play a piece or two in
Mhm.
front of a large audience,
Right.
whatever. And but I did it because I really loved doing it.
Yes. Hmm. Yep. And yeah. So a question from me. So looking back, what did being a student give you? As in, what experiences or what unique things did you learn as a student, whether it be in Choate, whether it be in Yale or Berkeley, or in any other experience where you were a student?
Well, music, the best way to answer your question
Hmm.
is to just say, I liked music. I
Yeah.
like
Hmm.
I like doing it. And as usual, and as you know, because I don't know whether you'll become musicians, but you already are musicians
Yes, for
and
viewers. Yep.
play. So
Hmm.
uh, it's it's not something on any list that anybody made up. It's just
Hmm.
something you personally want to do.
Yes.
And so you want to spend time doing that. And
Hmm.
uh, the result may be something that relates
Hmm.
to studying because it's part of life and you're doing that activity. But mostly in terms of school, I
Hmm.
was an outsider.
Right.
I played jazz in
Hmm.
a small group when I was at Berkeley,
Yes.
and when I was at Berkeley, however, I did play with the student orchestra
Hmm.
two piano concertos, not on the same night.
Hmm.
One was
Right.
Beethoven Fourth, and one was Mozart C minor piano
Mm.
concerto.
Yeah.
So I did do that, but I really found that I wasn't going in the direction of being a concert pianist.
Hmm. Yes.
So music, so I was really, and I played a lot of music. I would frequently play music by John Cage.
Oh yeah.
Do you know who that is? Yes.
Yes, the the avant-garde person, composer.
Avant-garde,
Hmm.
improvisatory
Yes.
music. And so I was playing music that wasn't in the standard curriculum.
Right. Hmm.
And I think when they gave me their when they gave me my degree, they were happy to be rid of me because I wasn't really in
Yes.
the usual uh, run of the music that is done there, history of music, whatever, all that kind of
Right.
normal student studying stuff. So
Mhm.
I would say maybe I was a um, moderately okay student, but I wasn't interested in school.
Right. So, in conclusion, Mr. Underwood, for the students out there and for us who are currently students, you would say that you just, encouraging to like pursue your interests and really dive deep. Basically, what we're.
Yes, I mean,
Mhm.
I would say that when you feel a strong
Yes.
interest
Hmm.
in, let's say, some aspect of music that isn't part of a curriculum,
Yep. Hmm.
that's more than okay. You should pursue the thing that you feel strongly about.
Yes. Yep. Got it. And yeah, so going forward, we would like to continue our, I guess, the second part of this interview about your life and work with Frank Zappa. And we have a book here, and we have a book, The Mothers of Invention, and this is the
So
Hot
you
Rats book.
do.
Yep. Hot Rats. Yep. And yeah, so I guess before we begin, Yes. when you met Frank Zappa in the nondescript night in New York,
Yes.
what was your first impression of him when he started playing and everything just started to happen?
Yes.
Well, it was the same, no change from when I heard the mothers and Frank playing on the first night when I had not heard of them. I did not know who Frank Zappa was.
Right.
Yep.
I did not know who the Mothers of Invention were. No idea.
Got it.
And so when the concert started, I just was sitting in a seat waiting for things to begin.
Yep.
And when that concert began, first of all,
Hmm.
there was no musician on stage.
Oh
It
wow.
was
Okay.
only tons of music equipment and gongs, two drum sets, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and keyboard setup, that sort of thing.
Hmm.
And the very first thing that happened on that night
Yes.
was that one of the people in the band, and his name was Motorhead Sherwood,
Oh,
and he came out on the stage and he walked out and he had his Western Stetson hat on
oh yeah.
and he had jeans and very casually dressed in boots, I think even. And he went up to the microphone and did he sing? Did he do anything like that? No. He just
Oh.
started talking
Oh. Okay. Oh wow.
about his car
Oh.
and talked about what his car was like, and he talked about on Van Nuys Boulevard in Los Angeles that people would come and drive their cars on a Saturday night up and down the boulevard. And he went on and on and on, probably 5 minutes
Oh yeah.
before anything else happened.
Okay.
Now, he kept talking about his car.
Hmm.
And gradually, other people in the band came on stage and sat down at their instrument and,
Uh-huh.
you know, tooted a note or hit a drum or played a note on the keyboard, got everything ready to play. And Motorhead kept talking.
Hmm.
And so you picture in your mind what I'm telling you now.
Right. Yeah.
So far, no music, not a note of music, right?
Yep. Hmm.
And then by and by, Frank comes out on the stage and he brings his guitar, he plugs it in, he twangs a couple of notes, makes sure it's tuned. He's
Yes.
got his back to the audience, kind of, and 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 meanwhile, Motorhead is talking all the while.
Yes. Yep.
And then Frank turns to the band
Hmm.
and jumps in the air and lands on his feet, and the whole band begins to play perfectly, whatever it was
Oh.
they were playing. So, so So picture that. There was
Hmm.
talking about his car. The band comes on stage. Frank twangs a boogie boogie, and then he jumps and hits the ground, and the band starts playing perfectly together.
Hmm. Yeah.
So that was the beginning of that music part of it. But the thing was that the talking was part of the music.
Hmm.
It wasn't some weird thing that happened and then the music happened. It was all one thing.
Hmm.
And so I am now getting to the point where I'll answer your question about Frank.
Hmm.
So I love this, and
Yeah.
I saw right away that it wasn't a band in the normal sense.
Yes.
This was Frank and his musicians,
Hmm.
and this was Frank's compositional tool.
Yeah.
So he was composing on the stage, and the
Hmm.
pieces were compositions of him, or they were, combinations of hit tunes of the day,
Yeah.
and Varese, little pieces of Varese, little pieces of Stravinsky,
Hmm.
and so little pieces all along, all of which I loved
Hmm.
and appreciated.
Right.
And so when I first was hired, and then I came down and played that first night in the band, and every night after that, uh, I was happy
Hmm.
to be on the stage with the band and with Frank.
Yeah.
And when Frank took a solo, it was it was like going into a different land altogether,
Hmm.
because every solo, as he has said many times, was was a composition he just made up on the spot.
Uh-huh.
So he wasn't just playing riffs. If I use
Right.
that word, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Riffs.
Okay. So uh so he wasn't stringing together things that he'd played before and stuff like that. He was creating a new arc, a new composition.
Right.
And so that is why I loved playing with the band and with Frank,
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
because those moments were supremely wonderful.
Right.
They weren't just good.
Mm.
Frank wasn't a good player. He was a
Hmm.
great player. And he thought as he played, creating a composition which was a solo on that moment. And so you don't hear that very often.
Right. So our next question is: it's one thing to receive a rigorous education, being out of the stage, and it's another thing about like actually working inside a rigorous musical environment, like whether it is on Broadway or on Hollywood. So we would like to ask, what was it actually like to work inside that musical environment day to day?
Which musical environment are you talking about?
With performing both on stage, like whether
Yeah,
performing on stage or
okay,
going
well,
touring.
it was
Mhm.
it was wonderful. I
Yeah.
I love doing it.
Hmm.
You showed me the Hot Rats book right there.
Yep, it's right here.
Okay,
Daniel's
at,
taking
at
it.
that moment in
Hmm.
time, Frank was disbanded the Mothers of Invention.
Right.
As you know, you've read the book,
Yeah.
and 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 the only person left from that band was myself,
Oh. Hmm.
and that record was like an overlap between when he was saying that the Mothers is as it was constituted is no more, not going to go out touring with that group. And at that same moment, he he did that album, Hot Rats.
Hmm. Right.
And what I uh one one day out of the blue, because the Mothers of Invention were not working as a band and we didn't have a schedule going forward. I got a call. I don't know whether it was Frank himself or whatever it was, but to come down to the studio and do some recording with Frank.
Hmm.
And so it was that record. and I knew absolutely nothing about that record
Oh.
before setting foot in the studio.
Hmm. Hmm.
And he had other people playing, Captain Beefheart,
Hmm.
other rhythm and blues players that he knew
Yes.
from a long, long time. They were part of his life that I didn't know anything about.
Hmm.
Um, but my part in that record is, well, uh, uh, is I'm sort of a huge part of that record as a musician playing.
Yes.
And so Frank would just put something in front of me, play it. Put something in front of me, play it. Put something in front of me, play it,
Oh yeah.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And uh, of course, I was able to do it. He knew I could do it. So,
Hmm.
and these were uh, about four of the tunes were, there are six tunes on there, and about four of them were quite old tunes that he had written a long time ago. And so, but I did not know that because everything I did was, I was hearing for the first time.
Hmm.
And every part I played, I was looking at for the first time.
Hmm.
So that is and Hot Rats is a very, very good record.
Uh-huh.
And uh, and it has many things to recommend it. So that was a high point for me.
Hmm.
While I was doing it, I didn't think of it as a high point.
Right.
And after we finished doing it, I just forgot about it. I just went on with
Hmm.
with other things. And it wasn't until 50 years later
Oh wow.
when it was re-released and then all this was done, as a re-release
Hmm.
and the Hot Rats book that I went back and paid attention to what
Right.
what we had done at that time. I said, "Oh, look at that. Yeah, I did that. That's fine." So there were many times, there were times when the band was playing, when we were on tour, just playing one concert, one concert, one concert here,
Hmm.
there, always in a different city, every 2, 3 nights, whatever it was, that there were some moments during those concerts where where things would uh, do you know what the phrase "in the zone" means? Okay, so there were some parts of some concerts that were very in the zone, so to speak, where
Right.
things kind of coalesced and they were fine. Okay,
Hmm.
but when I did studio work, there was moments like that too.
Yeah.
I won't go into the explanation of them, but they were s- moments where in the studio at that moment,
Hmm.
because of what was happening and the quality of what was happening and the musicality of what was happening, it was like there's an expression called "I died and went to heaven." Do you know that one?
Yeah. Oh yes. Yes.
Okay, so that that exact thing and those times that it happened, I can remember it right now, sitting here. I can put myself back in that moment
Hmm.
and replay what was so fabulous about that moment. So there are times, even as work goes on, of course,
Hmm.
and it's very high quality work.
Hmm.
People are very good at what they do. It's excellent quality music, but then it gets up another level or two.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that does happen. And it happened with Frank's band and it happened in the studios. Yeah.